30 years of civil conflict has affected every aspect in the life of the people of Batticaloa. Added to that were the damages caused by exceptional disasters like the tsunami, floods and drought that further eroded their economic, social and ecological well-being. With the war ending in 2010, avenues for self-development were opened again for the community that once been isolated from mainstream development. Recovery programs initiated after those disasters have greatly contributed to the improvement of livelihoods and the lives of affected people. However, everyday hazards that are connected with poverty and vulnerability are a great challenge to be addressed by building community resilience. Socio-Economic Empowerment of Tsunami-Affected Communities Project. The Socio-Economic Empowerment of Tsunami-Affected Communities Project was started in 2009. It was the time that people were struggling to restore their livelihoods. The project is being implemented in 5 tsunami-affected coastal villages: Kadiraveli, Kalmadu, Palamunai, Kirankulam and Ontachimadam. Practical action worked with affected communities by exploring the ways to build their resilience. The project used the Adaptive Livelihood Framework, ALF, which focuses on livelihoods and its relationship with markets, governance practices and risk environment. Participatory assessments and analysis. Priority development needs of the villages were identified using participatory assessments. Consulting communities, village coordination committees led this action, supported by government and other stakeholders. Based on the assessments and analysis, appropriate measures were identified to build, protect, diversify the livelihoods and create enabling environments for this. Project implementation. Building adaptive livelihoods. To mitigate the droughts and floods, irrigation tanks and systems were rehabilitated. Nature farming practices were promoted that contribute to soil moisture conservation. Commercial agriculture practices developed and micro-irrigation was adopted. To further strengthen the adaptive capacity in agricultural livelihoods, practices were developed by providing training and introducing improved breeds. Fisheries activities were supported by training on net mending and engine repairing. Livelihood diversification was improved by developing non-farm enterprises among rural women. Structural measures to mitigate the risks. Floodgates, drainage canals and culverts were developed to minimize flood risks in the villages. Evacuation roads were constructed and flood gauges were installed. Water wells constructed in suitable locations to provide drinking water. To mitigate wild elephant attacks, Palmyra biofencing was started. 2 beacon light towers were constructed to minimize the sea-induced disasters that affect fishermen. Developing the disaster preparedness and response capacity. In addition to the disaster risk reduction activities, communities participated in the village disaster management planning process and developed capacity on disaster preparedness and response. Village disaster management committees were established, and these are linked to the divisional and district level.
இந்த ஒருங்கிணைப்பு குழுவும் இந்த அனர்த்த முகாமைத்துவ குழுவும் ஒன்றிணைஞ்சு கிராமத்தில் ஏற்படுகின்ற அதாவது வறுமைகளை ஒழிக்கிறதுக்கான மக்களுக்கான நல்ல விழிப்புணர்வான பயிற்சிகளும் அளிச்சிருக்கிறோம். அதோட சேர்த்து அவங்களோட வருமானத்தை கூட்டிக் கொள்கிற விதத்தில் நாங்கள் சிறு கடன் தொகையும் கொடுத்து மக்களோட வாழ்வாதாரத்தை உயர்த்தியிருக்கிறோம். அடுத்து அனர்த்தம் வார வேளையில் அவங்க எப்படி தங்களை பாதுகாக்கணுமன்றதுக்குரிய பயிற்சிகளையும் அளித்து அதுக்குரிய எல்லா ஏற்பாடுகளையும் நாங்கள் செய்து வச்சுருக்கோம். ஒரு அனர்த்தம் ஏற்பட்டால் தாங்களே பாதுகாத்து கொள்ளக்கூடிய ஒழுங்குமுறைகளை எங்களோட விசிசி குழுவாலையும் இந்த அனர்த்த முகாமைத்துவ குழுவாலையும் ஏற்படுத்தி வச்சிருக்கிறோம். அப்போ மக்களுக்கு நல்ல விழிப்புணர்வு ஒன்றே நாங்கள் ஏற்படுத்திட்டோம்.
Lessons learned. Access to natural resources is a key to livelihood development. Verugal farmers have abandoned the farming lands. They were reluctant to start cultivation due to issues in land ownership, access to water, and wild elephant attacks. Project has conducted a land survey to demarcate the boundaries of agricultural plots. developed systems to acquire water, other agricultural inputs, and extension services. Together, these actions contributed to improving the lives of communities engaged in farming.
வெறுகல் பிரதேசத்தில் இதுக்கு பிறகு ப்ராக்டிக்கல் எலெக்ஷன் நிறுவனத்தால் பிரதேச செயலாளர் அனுமதியோட அந்த காணிகளை நில அளவை செய்து அவங்களுக்கு கொடுத்ததுக்கு பின்பு ப்ராக்டிக்கல் எலெக்ஷன் அந்த உதவியின் திட்டத்தினூடாக கூடுதலான மக்கள் அங்கே விவசாயத்தில் அந்த பயிற்சிகளில் ஈடுபடுறது நாங்கள் காண்கிறோம். அது இந்த மக்களை அபிவிருத்தி பாதையில் கொண்டு செல்லும்ன்றதில் எந்த விதமான இதுவும் இல்லை.
Post-disaster environment may demand affected people to play different roles in the society. Frequent disasters and conflicts disrupt the normal socio-economic systems. Changing the patterns of productive, reproductive, and social roles of men and women over the period should be considered in designing recovery programs. In the case of indigenous communities, a long-term systemic approach is required for social integration of such groups, which will ultimately contribute to building community resilience. No sustainable development without counting the disaster and climate risks. New development strategies focused on the reconstruction of roads, buildings, and other infrastructure after the war. Yet, to what extent have disasters and climate risks taken into account in these actions? These rapid development actions often neglect the engagement of local communities. Some families in Kadiraveli had been resettled in low-lying floodplains, and they are the people most at risk. Road development without systematic drainage facilities in low-lying areas has increased flood risks. Disaster risk goes beyond administrative boundaries. In Mavilaru, water diversion has negatively impacted the farmers in the downstream areas in Verugal. Farmers in the Verugal area have not received sufficient water for cultivation. Less water levels in the river has also led to an increase in salinity levels in the farmlands. Preventing hazards of this nature requires a proper coordination between upstream and downstream. Implementation of risk mitigation measures such as construction of irrigation tanks to provide water for downstream farmers need to be taken care of. Development planning processes should evaluate the additional risks imposed by climate change. The historic flood bund in Kadiraveli was repaired by the project as a measure to reduce the flood risk to communities and farmlands. However, severe flooding occurred in 2011 and has breached the flood bund. Flooding of this nature had occurred nearly 100 years ago in Batticaloa. In designing the infrastructure facilities, long-term weather cycles should be taken into account. In the short run, agricultural livelihoods are also frequently affected by unpredictable climate patterns. Therefore, farmers need to be supported with seasonal climate forecasts, such as rainy seasons to plan the cultivation season. These could be integrated with local extension services. Conclusion: post-disaster and post-war recovery programs have to address the vulnerabilities of communities. Building community resilience goes beyond the community level.